Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, here to get you up to date with the Panthers as they prepare to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the final game of the season. That game will be here in Charlotte, and we'll have our normal pregame show at 11 a.m. and we'll have our post-game show approximately 30 minutes after the game. So I hope you all will consider joining us and watching those upcoming shows. But we're going to go ahead and get you up to date with the Carolina Panthers. And basically, we'll start with the injury report, and we'll go from there, also touching on some things that interim head coach Chris Tabor, as well as quarterback Bryce Young, talked about today. So let's go ahead and get, hey, by the way, Christmas gift to me, New Year's gift, Christmas/New Year's gift. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not done so already. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. I would super duper appreciate it. So let's go ahead and go through this injury report. We have linebacker Marquise Haynes, who did not practice today due to a concussion. We also have punter Johnny Hecker, who was absent today for personal reasons, so that was not listed, but he did not practice today. We also have kicker Eddie Pinheiro, who, due to his right hamstring, I love how they were very specific in this case, he did not practice today. Now, let me also get you up to date with a few transactions. So yesterday, Matthew Wright was a kicker that was signed to our practice squad. He's been with this team before. He was brought in case Eddie's not going to be able to go this weekend. Now, Eddie said that he was told that he should be out about 2 to 3 weeks with the grade of that hamstring injury that he has, but like most, he wants to be out there with his guys. So he's really going to try to wait until Friday to see if he can go. And if he cannot go, then they'll, of course, naturally elevate Matthew Wright from the practice squad to the 53, thus giving them the chance to have him active on Sunday if need be. Hopefully we'll avoid that rare case where you have two guys that hurt themselves pregame, not able to be in the game, not on the active list. So, Eddie could have been on that list, JC could have been on that list, but things happened after they had to submit those lists, in which you had the rare case of two players that just, were immediately not available to you that were active. But we'll continue on through here. Running back Miles Sanders, due to an illness, did not practice. Wide receiver Amir Smith-Marset, due to an illness, he did not practice. Wide receiver DJ Chark, dealing with a foot, he was limited in practice. Outside linebacker / kicker / temporary possible place kicker Kamau Grugier-Hill, he was with the groin, limited in practice today. Cornerback Troy Hill still has a concussion. He was limited in practice today. Cornerback J.C. Horn with that toe, which, I just touched on earlier. I saw him several times in Jacksonville come out pregame without his gear on, just kind of walking around looking fine, and then he came out with his gear on looking fine. So it seems like one of those cases where it was just something that could be pushed if needed, but hey, we want him for the long term. Let's just sit him, and that's what they did. You also had guard Cade Mays. Now, Cade left the game on Sunday with that finger, was not able to return. He was limited in practice today, so that is your current injury report. Josh Hope, the urban outdoorsman. Everyone go sign a petition to make Tepper sell the team. So I'm not sure. Like, Josh, I appreciate you tuning in. No petitions are going to get you there, man, unfortunately. You're going to have 24 of the 32, basically 3/4 of the owners in the league say, hey, we want him to get out. That petition, I really don't see how that petition would ever get us there, but I certainly understand the unhappiness there, because it's certainly been a tough road since David Tepper has been at the helm. My man Shaed, you got to tell me if I have the name down. I'm happy about it because I feel like I got your name down, so now I want to say it all the time. Hey, Chris, I see the ticket price for the game on Sunday are even cheaper compared to the Atlanta reigning game. So, yeah, when you've been enduring a bad season, a really bad season, and then, you have your reasons for optimism that came and hit you when they played against Green Bay, and then you get slapped the next week with 0 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars, then it does take quite a bit of air out the balloon. So ticket prices are low, enthusiasm's low, viewership's down, but hey, we're going to keep chugging along. Appreciate you tuning in, as always, a kid. Oh, Second Gen Shaper says, too early, we're still at work. I believe he's commenting on Josh's request to sign a petition to get David Tepper out of there. So let me go ahead and just touch on a few notes from today's availability with media from both Chris Tabor and Bryce Young. So, and other notes, man, there's a lot of guys that I'm sure are unhappy. I'm not saying there's just one guy. Derek Brown has to be furious that he's on a team that's 2-14 because it's not allowing him to get the recognition that he deserves. The top 10 for the Pro Bowl is finalized, and there was not one Carolina Panther that made it to the Pro Bowl in that top 10. Now, there could be, I think, technically some part where coaches get replacements and things like that due to guys opting out. So there could be a way that Derek Brown gets in it. But this initial final round voted on by fans and such, he didn't make it, and I fully believe that it's because he's on a 2-14 team. I mean, the guy is just shy of triple digits for tackles from the defensive line. I didn't look it up, but I know he's also, up there for top tackles from a lineman in league history. So did he deserve it? Absolutely. But is he on a bad team? Absolutely. And that, bad team, small market, just did not help his case. Chris Tabor said, hey, number one about my owner, I don't blame him, right? Because it's like stuff rolls downhill. If I'm here on the hierarchy and somebody's up here, I don't know how much room I have to comment on it. So Chris Tabor did not give any comments about David Tepper and the drink spilling into this. Some players did comment on it. I know Shaq Thompson made a comment that, you shouldn't throw a drink on anybody, but he'll let Tepper speak for himself. That's kind of Bryce Young was asked about it. A lot of guys were asked about it, and of course, sidestepped the issue. It's kind of hard to be super critical of your owner. But in terms of guys that are playing, should Chris Tabor rest Bryce? He doesn't think so. Chris Tabor believes that as long as his name is on the line, I play for those guys. I have relationships with those guys that are in my locker room. I don't want to just suddenly say this last game doesn't matter, because it does matter whether these guys are going to be here or somewhere else. The tape speaks for itself. And Chris Tabor, I'm a guy of integrity on my own. I want to be able to look in the mirror and say that each week I put the best effort into winning the game. So no guys will be rested this Sunday. Now, if a guy's unable to go for other physical reasons, he obviously will not be going. Let's go over to Bryce and him talking about his season. Bryce isn't ready to reflect on his season too much at this point, other than saying he's not doing enough because the team only has 2 victories at this point. What is he going to do in the offseason to get better? Is he going to work on his footwork, his mechanics? Well, whoa. We're not there yet. We're not to the end of the season right now. Bryce is totally locked in and focused on beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and executing that game plan. But certainly once the offseason hits, once the coaching staff that's in place is in place, then he'll go ahead and, take those steps that everybody feels that he should. And has he been given any kind of, hey, Bryce, I know that you don't have enough weapons. We're going to get you some more weapons. Has he gotten that kind of tone and message from the owner, David Tepper? Well, he didn't say no. He didn't say yes. He just went on to say that everybody wants him to have the best tools and position to succeed in place. And he's confident that will continue to be the case moving forward. So that's your report for today, January. It's not December anymore. January the 3rd. first day that the Carolina Panthers are getting ready for Tampa. We'll have 2 more days of reporting coming up, so please, if you have not done so, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so that you can be aware of when I go live and ask any questions that you may have. See if there's a few comments before I get off of here. Oh, my good guy Thomas Frisbee says, which version of the Panthers show up Sunday? A fired up team and keep Tampa Bay out of the playoffs, or a team that is ready to mail it in? Good question. I mean, I certainly hope that it's going to be a good game, a team that's fired up. But I do feel like it's going to be easy for those guys to mail it in, right? As in, come out, and if Tampa just kind of does some things where they're just like not prepared for it, or just make some good plays, one-on-one, guy beats you, I think it'll be hard for these guys to come out really, really fired up. I mean, I could be wrong. I know everybody gets paid. I'm not saying every single guy out there will just be like, I don't care. Consensus, let's just mail it in. But I just think that it's tough to come out with everything, and you might just want it to be over at this point. Appreciate you, Thomas, for that comment. So, hey, as always, appreciate everybody that tunes in. I got something I'm going to give away. Giveaway alert. I'm looking for it, and I think that I put it back up. But we have a giveaway. I have a Carolina Panthers sweatshirt that I'm going to be giving away. Again, a Carolina Panthers sweatshirt that I will be giving away this Sunday, last game of the season. So all you need to do is just stay tuned. Again, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you can know when I do. The way to register to win is going to be extremely easy to win. You're not going to have to give me your left leg and your firstborn or anything like that. We make it easy and fun. So hopefully that'll be something that you all look forward to and will participate in. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.